I literally went from hours of crying, being devastated, identifying with the mind, to feeling really grateful and connected to love and light and God. It was literally the God frequency. It was literally God. Hello, everybody. I am going to tell you a secret. Psst. Hey guys, I have a secret. Okay. It does not matter which decision you make, because the universe will always guide you back to your highest path, back to where you need to go, where you need to be, because guess what? There is no final destination. Yo, in this life, there's no final destination. I don't know why my whole life I was like always rushing, always feeling like I need to get things done, always in the hustle mindset, always go, 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 busy, busy, busy. You need to be productive all the time. Every second of your day needs to be productive, busy, busy, busy. Work yourself to death. It's basically how I was viewing life, because I felt like I needed to do all of this work to be somewhere. That's not true. There's nowhere to be. The only place to be is right here, right now. The only place to be is the present moment. Yo, you're gonna die. Sorry to bring that up, but you are. And when you're dead, that's the final destination. Technically, literally, the final destination is death. So, like, if you're trying to skip to the final destination, like, rushing and hustling, stressing yourself out, taking things too seriously, etc., that's not gonna do anything for you. What? The fuck? What? The point of life is to live it. The point of life is to live it, which is why if you are having decision paralysis, it literally doesn't matter which decision you make. Obviously, follow your intuition, but like, even if you make the wrong decision, don't feel guilty about making the wrong decision, because anytime you ever have the realization that you made the wrong decision, guess what? You can pivot. You can make a new decision. Oh my God, this is a decision in itself. Instead of feeling guilty, like, oh my God, I made the wrong decision. I can't believe I did that. And then like wallowing in your misery. Yeah, that's a decision in itself, but why would you choose that when you can just pivot? Like, oh, I made the wrong decision. Okay, well, right here, I am right here, right now. So from right here, right now, what can I do to enjoy my life circumstances? What's the next decision to make that will serve me? What'll be cool to experience right now? Basically, there's literally no final destination. There's no final destination, none, except for this present moment. And I'm gonna connect this back to manifesting if you stick with me. So stick with me and we'll talk about manifesting. Literally, the point of life is to experience it. You can only experience this life if you are fully present with it. Now, what does that mean? Detaching from the mind. You are not your mind. You are not your thoughts. The mind lies. The mind is a liar. Your thoughts lie to you. Your thoughts aren't even yours. Literally, so many of the thoughts that you have in your head are just things that you heard from other people or from music, songs, TV, the radio, things that you read, things other people said. It's not yours. The information that like replays on repeat in your head, I don't know what percentage, but like majority of it's literally not yours. Most of your thoughts are not original. And like, I'm not saying that to be mean. I mean, like, you are not your thoughts. You're not your thoughts. Your brain, your thoughts, the thoughts that your brain produces is literally just whatever you consume in your day-to-day life. So if you consume positive, uplifting content and listen to affirmations and like motivational podcasts and like affirming music, things like that, you're gonna have a lot of positive thoughts. And sure, you're gonna identify with those thoughts. It'll be cool, whatever. You're not your thoughts though. So like if you live that way, cool, perfect. Like I'm trying to live that way. Like live that way. It's so fun. Live that way because it's fun. Live that way because you enjoy it, not because of anything else. Live that way to experience it and enjoy it. Be fully present while you're there. The other option, I mean, there's unlimited options, but we're just going black and white here. You have a lot of toxic friends, a lot of toxic people in your life. You just watch and listen to celebrity gossip, reality TV shows. You're very into the hustle culture, hustle mindset, work yourself to death, etc., etc. You're like miserable all the time. All of the music you listen to is very like pop, mainstream, angry, sad, depressed, breakup, etc., etc. Your brain and your life, your brain is just everything that you surround yourself with. It's literally your surroundings. It's literally your environment. Literally, this video, linking it above, I said the key, it's environment. Either way, whether you live your life in a positive or negative way, whatever, it doesn't matter. Either way, you are not your mind. Like, your mind is just being programmed constantly. Whatever you feed it, it'll adopt. And this connects to what I was saying before. You are not your mind. You are not your thoughts. The thoughts that you have in your head, they're not yours. Most of the thoughts you have are not yours. It's just information that has been repeated, and you absorb it, and then your brain starts saying it because you heard it somewhere. Now, this is where it gets tricky. Not tricky, fascinating, mind-blowing. I'm gonna blow your mind. A belief is a habitual thought pattern. That is what a belief is. A belief is a thought that you think again and again and again and again and again and again and again until you believe it. You think it enough times and eventually you'll believe it. There can be something that you didn't believe to be true, but if you hear it enough times, eventually the subconscious mind, it connects the dots and it says, okay, you have heard this X amount of times. I don't know what the number is, but therefore it must be true. Okay, now I believe this. And eventually you adopt that lifestyle of living a life with those beliefs, whatever the beliefs are, if they are positive or negative. It works both ways, which is why programming the subconscious mind is really cool. However, you are not your mind. Again, you are not your mind. The mind is very programmable, like very programmable. This is a life hack to live a great life. But you can only enjoy the experience itself if you are present with it, if you are fully present, fully immersed while you are experiencing it. Again, this works both ways. This works in the positive and the negative way. What's the point in programming your mind to believe in all of these affirmative things, all of these successful, happy, positive ways of thinking, living, and being, if you're not gonna be fully present with it? If you're just gonna be spacey in your mind, not living in the present moment, what's even the point then? What's the point of programming your subconscious mind if you're not gonna be there for it? And be there doesn't mean be there when you get it. No, it means right here, right now. There is a present moment existing right here, right now. Oh my God, believe it or not, guess what? There's a present moment happening. And the really cool thing, there's always a present moment happening. So you can always connect to the present moment. You can always adopt with those mindsets and those beliefs. You can always be present with it. The same is also true when it comes to negative emotions. Guess what? If you are feeling negative feelings, you have to be fully present with yourself as you are feeling them for them to dissipate and dissolve. This is called transmuting the energy. You can transmute any negative energy into positive energy. You can transmute any energy into any energy, but I'm assuming you want to live a positive life. So yeah, you can transmute negative into positive if and only if you are present with yourself. Otherwise, you're spacey in your head, trying to distract yourself, avoid yourself from feeling the feelings. Okay, they're gonna be stuck inside of you, waiting to be expressed, just wanting to burst, and like, you're suppressing it. No, once you feel it, then you can let it go. Then you can be happy and free. You are always free. You are free. Once you stop identifying with your mind. This is the final point that I am making, connecting all of the dots. And also, we will be bringing it back to manifestation. Okay, here's my final point. You are not your mind. Your mind is programmed to believe whatever you program it with, like a computer software. Okay, I know I said that already. Now I'm going to expand on that. Bless you. So now you might be wondering, okay, well, if I'm not my mind, then what am I? Why don't you exist in the present moment and find out? No, actually, I'm serious. I'm serious. The other day, yesterday, this happened last night, I was having a panic attack and I was really in my head. I was so in my head about trauma, PTSD stuff. Something triggered a PTSD event and I was having a panic attack and it sucked. And I was so in my head because somebody in my life currently treated me in a way that they should not have. And I was getting really in my head about, what do I do? Oh my God, I was having decision paralysis, basically about like, if I should keep them in my life or not. And I came to the conclusion that I should not, because I have boundaries for myself and like, I love myself and we don't need to get into that. But yeah, that's the conclusion that I came to. But then I felt all of this guilt for like cutting this person out of my life. And I was like, what? Where is this coming from? And then that brought up more trauma. And I was like, oh my God, like trauma after trauma after trauma. Hello? What the fuck is happening? But I was really in my head. I was just spiraling in decision paralysis. I was like, what do I do? What do I do? Okay, what does that mean? Oh my God, okay, so this means that, and then that means that. Okay. Things just kept coming up and it was connecting dots after dots after dots. All the dots were being connected. It was like a big web of information. I was like realizing so much about myself. And then I was like, okay, all that I'm doing right now is crying, uncontrollably sobbing for like hours, trying to get to the bottom of this, get to the bottom of my trauma, figure it all out. Nope. When I process things, I talk to myself. Basically, I talk to myself instead of journaling sometimes because I talk so fast, which you can tell, obviously. I'm like tripping over my words. When I'm excited or passionate about something, I can speak really quickly. I love journaling, but I can speak way faster than I can write. When I'm like really trying to work out my emotions, sometimes I just need to speak about it out loud. So that's what I was doing. So anyway, I was talking to myself. I was basically getting to the bottom of my trauma and talking it all out. Then I shifted the narrative. I don't know. I like came to the conclusion that, wow, I've literally just been crying for hours. I feel like I could do this forever. It was just a big web of information and it wasn't leading anywhere. So once I realized that, because also the law of attraction is real, okay? So like, if you're spiraling uncontrollably with negative emotion, I knew that I needed to stop my tracks. Because yes, it's important to feel your feelings in order to transmute them. But at that point, I had felt them. I felt them. I felt them. The emotions were felt. It was just at this point that I was beginning to identify with the mind, which is when I started spiraling. When I identified with the mind and I was like, what do I do? What do I do? What does this mean? What does this mean? Do I cut this person out of my life? Why do I feel guilty about it? Blah, blah, blah. Like asking question after question after question, trying to get to the bottom of it. There is no bottom of it. Yo, there is a world of infinite possibilities. There's a world of infinite amount of questions. You can keep asking question after question after question. Yo, if you're a curious person, you want to get to the bottom of, there is no bottom. Get to the bottom of what? What? So I was aware that my feelings had already been felt. You don't need to continuously cry for hours. I wish someone told me that years ago. I am a girly who is known to cry. No, I cry if I'm feeling any heightened emotion. So once I came to the conclusion that, okay, I'm spiraling and there's just a big web of information and it is not leading to anywhere, I need to. But I need to, without suppressing my emotions, because it was just a stream. It was a long panic attack. It was a meltdown of just crying. Now you can't just put it to a stop without suppressing the emotion. So this is where the transmutation comes in. So I was still speaking to myself out loud, connecting dots. As I was speaking to myself out loud, I shifted the narrative. Instead of trying to figure things out and asking myself questions, I began narrating, period. I began narrating. What was I narrating? Me. I was narrating me. I was sitting in my bed against a pillow with a mug of tea. And then I started narrating that. I was like, why am I in a dark room right now? Why am I literally crying with the lights off? What am I doing? Should I turn on a light? And then me saying that, I don't even know why I said that, but I said that. That shifted my perspective instantly. So it was still a question, but it wasn't a question about everything going on in my head. It was a question about this circumstance. So I was in the room with the lights off, crying. I don't know why the lights were off, but I like became aware of that. And I was like, should I turn on a light? Oh, the lights were off because I was gonna go to bed. Then I was crying. But then I was like, why am I literally like in a room crying with the lights off? And then me saying that shifted my perspective. I was like, whoa, I'm sitting in a room crying with the lights off. I realized that saying that shifted the energy tone just a little bit. I was still crying. My feelings were still not in a good place, but there was a teeny tiny shift. So then I started narrating just for fun, just to see what would happen. In my head, I was like, this is kind of dumb, but like, whatever. It's like a grounding technique. Just speak. So then I was like, Okay, I'm sitting here right now. I'm holding a mug of tea and I was like fidgeting and like messing with the tea bags. And I was like, okay, now I'm doing the thing with the tea. I literally said, I'm doing the thing with the tea bags. What is that called when you move your tea bags to make the flavor stronger? I don't know. I was like, I'm doing the thing with the tea bags. I'm holding the tea. Okay, now I'm smelling the tea. Okay. I'm sitting here in my bed. Now I'm narrating. I'm narrating what I'm doing. I'm speaking out loud. That's what I'm doing. I'm speaking about what I'm doing. I'm sitting in my bed with a mug of tea, narrating what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing right now. And it like really shifted everything and really grounded me apparently. And then I realized I had this huge revelation. I was like, wait, now I'm being present. Now I'm being present. After I kept narrating for a little bit, it didn't even take very long. Rapidly, the energy was shifting. The negativity was dissipating and becoming lighter and lighter and lighter. And I was like, wait, what's happening? And so I just kept doing it because I was like, wait, this like feels way better. Hello? What's happening? By the end of this, it only took like 5 minutes of me narrating and then I was feeling so much better. And by better, I don't even mean like, oh, I stopped crying. I mean like after 5-10 minutes, I was feeling really happy because I had grounded myself in presence. And then I had this like huge realization and became really aware that all of the emotions I was experiencing when I was crying, devastated, having a panic attack, having a meltdown, spiraling, having this web of information of like tragedy, I was identifying with my mind. I was in my head. You are not your mind. None of that exists here in the present moment. And in that present moment, none of it existed. When I like found myself, I looked around. I became present. I was like, I'm sitting here right now. I have my tea. I'm safe. Literally, I'm in my bedroom safe right now. I'm safe. I'm in my bedroom right now. I'm safe. Nothing can harm me here. And I just became really present and really aware of where I was. When you're in the present moment, truly in the present moment, nothing can do any damage to you. And your mind cannot harm you. Your mind can only harm you if you identify with it, if you identify with the thoughts. So basically, long story short, I was telling you in this video, your beliefs create your reality. Yes, but also your mind is programmable. And like there's programming happening everywhere. You're not your mind. You are not your mind. Your beliefs create your identity when you identify with the mind. But you are not your mind. So if you let go of the mind, when you exist in presence, there is only one true reality. That reality is the core of your being. When you exist in presence, and I mean true presence. I mean, get out of your head. Don't identify with a single thought. Being present is a frequency. And this is when we connect it back to manifestation. They say in order to manifest, you have to feel your desire, which is a frequency. Being present is the truest form of frequency when you are truly present. I realized this last night. I have felt this before, but I connected the dots and had this realization last night. When you are truly present, nothing can harm you. And also, you are connected to the God frequency. You are connected to the love frequency. When you are truly present, you are all that is. When you are truly present, nothing can harm you because you are right here, right now. You are not in your head worrying. You are right here, right now. This connects to manifesting. Because here it is. If you stayed until the end of the video, now you will receive the key to manifesting anything. Your dreams, your desires, your goals, whatever. The key to manifesting is presence. The key to manifesting, they say it's feel your desire. Embody the feeling state, embody the frequency. When a lot of people hear this, they try to force a frequency. They try to force a state of make-believe belief because they don't really believe it, but then they're forcing a belief, which basically contradictorily, is that a word? I don't know, enforces the belief that I don't believe that I have this thing, therefore I'm going to make myself believe that I have this thing by forcing a belief to believe it because I don't believe it. And then you get like caught up in a spiral of you're trying to believe, but you don't believe, but you're forcing a belief, but you don't believe. It's weird. I've been there. When they say the key to manifesting is the feeling state, what they mean is presence. The key to manifesting is a specific frequency. It is the love frequency. Yes, the gratitude frequency. Yes, the God frequency. Yes, the reason why I am telling you that presence is the key. It's because when you live in the present moment, fully immersed in it, you will connect to the God frequency. You will connect to the love frequency. You will connect to gratitude. You will connect to all that is. Because all that there is love. All that there is presence. All that there is the God frequency. You are not your mind. You are not your thoughts. You're not your beliefs. You are not your identity. You are presence. You are stillness. You are connected to love, presence, stillness, and the God frequency. And you have access to this God frequency at any moment in time that you decide to just exist. Because there is always a present moment. There is no final destination. The journey is the destination, and you must be present with yourself along the way. And if you realize you're falling out of presence, identifying with the mind, that's fine. That's fine. Time isn't linear. Healing isn't linear. Life isn't linear. Nothing's linear. It's fine. Identify with the mind every once in a while. You won't enjoy it. If you do enjoy it, it's because you're identifying with the ego. It's fine. It's fine. As I said in the beginning of this video, you will always be redirected to where you need to be. So you will always be redirected to presence. You will always find that state of presence again. You can choose to consciously adopt the presence or wait until it finds you. It'll always find you. But I mean, like, I'm telling you this, just exist presently right now. See what happens. Now, I want to remind you, I was literally like crying, uncontrollably sobbing for hours. I was reliving trauma and it was so bad. Literally after 5 to 10 minutes of being present, detaching from the mind, narrating my present moment, existing in the present moment, connecting to the present moment, feeling the warmth of the mug, narrating what was happening, listening to my voice as I was narrating, feeling how it felt to speak, identifying with the 5 senses, which I also have a video about. The same video I linked before. Literally after 5 to 10 minutes of that, after like 3 minutes, I was no longer crying. After 5 to 10 minutes, I literally was feeling grateful and happy and excited. I literally went from hours of crying, being devastated, identifying with the mind, to like feeling really grateful and connected to love and light and God. It was literally the God frequency. It was literally God. So there's a whole lot of words to summarize. There is no final destination. Live in the present moment. The journey is the destination. And also, the present moment is literally the key to manifesting. Because when you live in the present moment, you are connected to that God state, to that frequency state. It's the exact frequency that will get you your manifestations. Okay, I love you. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button down below, and I will see you next time. Bye.